In today's class, what is that we are going to see is activity in radioactivity. So, previous class, what we have seen is if you have some n number of n naught number of nuclei initially at t equal to 0, after time t if n number of nuclei are there, we have seen that your n is n naught times e power minus lambda into t. Okay, then t half is ln 2 by lambda, t average is 1 by lambda, then number of nuclei decayed is n minus n naught, which is n naught minus n, which is n naught times 1 minus e power minus lambda t, something like this we have seen in the previous classes. Okay, now what is that I am going to do is, okay, I am going to explain something extra from what you have learned previously. Now previously what you have learnt is regarding the number of nuclei. Okay, now already you know that, okay, already you know that your nuclear radioactivity is there. Okay, nuclear radioactivity is there, but the thing is your activity word, okay, your activity word is indirectly, okay, it is rate of decay. Activity, you can say it is nothing but your rate of decay. So that means your activity A is given by minus dn by dt, which is equal to lambda times n. Okay, what is this? This is your activity. Okay, rate at which this disintegration is happening. Okay, now if I rearrange this, okay, now if I try to represent these terms, we know that your n is n naught times e power minus lambda t. Okay, where n naught is initial number of nuclei, n is number of undecayed nuclei after time t. So now if you do dn by dt, if you do dn by dt, that will become n naught times lambda times derivative of e power minus lambda t. Okay, it is n naught times minus lambda t. Okay, so your derivatives, if you know them properly, so it is minus lambda times e power minus lambda t. So your dn by dt value, if you take, you are going to get minus n naught lambda e power minus lambda t. Okay, so now if you look at this minus, if you send it to other side, this will become minus dn by dt is lambda n naught times e power minus lambda t. Now at t equal to 0, okay, at t equal to 0, what if I do a slight modification at t equal to 0? If I substitute, my minus dn by dt value is going to become lambda n naught times e power 0 is 1. So this minus dn by dt lambda n naught, you are calling it as a naught, which is your initial activity. Okay, your a naught is initial activity. So now here, okay, your final activity expression is a is minus dn by dt, that is equal to lambda n, can be written as a naught times e power minus lambda t. Okay, this is your activity. Okay, this a is your activity after time t, activity after time t. A naught is initial activity. A naught is initial activity. Okay. Lambda is decay constant. Lambda is decay constant. Okay. Right. So now, okay, A naught lambda is decay constant. Okay. Now your A naught initial activity value is lambda times N naught. Okay, So copy this content. If you have any doubts, just let me know. Okay, you can pause the video clip and then take screenshot. Okay, right now next continuing further. Okay, so now finally what is that we have got? Your activity is A is equal to E naught times e power minus lambda t, where A naught is lambda times L naught. Okay, so this is your activity expression. Okay, now from here something extra we'll do, that we'll call it as units. Okay, so this units is important because you will often get confused between n equal to n naught times e power minus lambda t and a is equal to a naught times e power minus lambda t. This is related to number of nuclei present, related to number of nuclei, and this is related to rate of disintegration, rate of disintegration. Okay, so disintegration, or you can say decay. So commonly this activity is what is commonly used. Okay, activity is commonly used in the questions. So you cannot you cannot forget this activity, or you cannot get confused between activity and number of nuclei. Okay, so that is why I am giving units. Now your activity unit, okay, your activity unit is, first one is becquerel. Okay, 1 bq represents becquerel. Okay, it is read as becquerel. 1 becquerel is 1 dps. Dps implies it is disintegration per second. Okay, your first unit is this. Okay, 1 becquerel is 1 dps, that is 1 disintegration per second. 1 disintegration per second. Okay, next number 2. Okay, number 2, 1 Rutherford. Okay, 1 Rutherford is RD, represented by symbol RD, which is 10 power 6 dps. Okay, dps is the SI unit. Okay, right. Next, 1 Curie. 1 Curie is represented by CI, which is 3.7 into 10 power 10 dps. Okay, 3.7 into 10 power 10 dps. Okay, so this is your activity. Okay, now in this activity, okay, there is one more term, that is specific activity. Specific activity. Okay, specific activity means you will take a small chunk. Okay, so you can say activity per unit mass or volume. Unit mass or volume. Okay, that is your specific activity. Okay, so that means your A by M or A by V. Okay, that is your specific activity. Okay, right. Now for activity also, half life will be same or similar. You can say it will be same or similar. Okay, so still it will be same half life, logic, everything it will be same. Okay, right. Now let's enter into the core problems of different models. Okay, each step by step different questions we will do it. Okay, now let us start with simple questions. So your first question is this. Your first question is this. Okay, very simple. Find probability of nucleus to survive or disintegrate. Okay, assuming n naught is the initial number of nuclei after time t. Okay, so let us say you are given n naught t everything. Okay, lambda. So you have to give your final answer in terms of lambda and t only, you will get the answer. Okay, so now what is the answer? Probability is what? Okay, occurrence by total possibilities, right? That is what you might have studied in your maths. Okay, so medicine people, you just mug up the results. Okay, probability is, okay, possible occurrences by total occurrence. Okay, so total occurrences is your probability. For example, if you toss a coin, okay, so it will be either head or tail. So your probability of head, P of H, will represent probability of head. So outcome is possible outcome. If for head is one possible head, and outcomes, total possible outcomes is two, it can be either head or tail. In that, head possibility is only in one case, so probability is 1 by 2, like this. Okay, so possible occurrences by total possible possible occurrence of particular by total possible occurrences. Okay, so now according to this logic, okay, your probability of nucleus in survival. Okay, so your probability of survival is okay, so what will happen? N is possible nuclei. Out of how many? Total n naught are there. So but what is n? Your n is n naught times e power minus lambda t by n naught. N naught will cancel off, that is e power minus lambda t. Okay, this is probability of survival. Okay, right? Next is your probability of nucleus to disintegrate. Probability of nucleus to disintegrate is, okay, so it is number of, okay, decayed nuclei. Okay, that is survived nuclei. Here it is decayed nuclei. So n minus n, n naught minus n. Okay, because how many have disintegrated? N naught minus n have decayed by n naught. So that will become n is n naught. So your answer is 1 minus e power minus lambda t, like this. Okay, so probability is nothing but, okay, occurrence of event by possible outcomes. Okay, cut short, this is what you are supposed to take. Okay, right? Next, your next question is, okay, your next one is calculate activity of 1 milligram sample of 28 strontium 90 whose half-life is 28 years. Okay, so now without giving, okay, he is asking activity. We know that your activity is a naught times e power minus lambda t, but what is a naught? Means lambda n naught into e power minus lambda into t. Now we have to express this, okay, indirectly he is asking initial activity, because in the question he did not give you what is the this thing. So the question should be more clear. It should be initial activity. So what will happen? No, you don't initial activity and activity as a function of time, both should be asked. So convert this into two questions. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, calculate initial activity as well as activity, excuse me. So initial activity is a naught is equal to lambda times n naught. Now if we know half life, our t half is ln 2 by lambda. So your lambda is ln 2 by t half is 28 years. Okay, so you have to be very clear with this unit everything, because that will actually eventually change the equations. So you can say 28, okay, years. Okay, ln 2 by 28 years. Now n naught, without giving n naught, what is that he have done? He gave 1 mg sample of strontium. So first your Avogadro number and number of moles, if we calculate, number of moles is mass in grams by gram molecular weight. Your mass in grams is 1 milligram is 10 power minus 3 grams. Okay, but 1 gram is itself 10 power minus 3 kg. So indirectly it is that much. But your mass in grams is alone is sufficient. So 10 power minus 3 grams by gram molecular weight. So how much it is in this case? It is 90. So you got number of moles. Now once you get number of moles, your number of nuclei is going to become 10 power minus 3 by 90 times Avogadro number, 6.023 into 10 power 23. Now you have to take this number of nuclei n naught and substitute into this equation to get the initial activity, and your activity after time is your lambda into n naught into e power minus lambda t. This is n naught is your activity value. Okay, so like this you are supposed to do it. Okay, the question is incomplete. I have corrected it. So please do try answer to this question. Okay, you are given half life, so obviously you will get lambda. Lambda is ln 2 by t half indirectly. Ln 2 by t half is 138 days. Okay, so 5 millicurie strength is asked. So your activity, okay, initial activity is what he is talking of. So activity at that particular instant, it is A is equal to lambda n, because we have seen minus dn by dt is A, which is equal to lambda into n. So this activity is given as 5 millicurie. So 1 curie is, just now we have seen, it is 3.7 into 10 power 10. So 1 curie is 3.7 into 10 power 10 dps. So everything should be expressed in disintegration per second. Here you have days, so you have to convert these days into seconds. So this is ln 2 by 138 into 1 day is having 24 hours into 60 minutes into 60 seconds, because in disintegration per second we have seconds. This is 1 curie is this much, 10 power 10 dps. So 5 millicurie is 5 into 10 power minus 3 into, okay, your curie value is 3.7 into 10 power 10, that is equal to, okay, your lambda value you can substitute it here, times your n value is, okay, you are supposed to calculate. Once you get n, you will get number of atoms after simplifying everything. Once you get the value of n, your mass is, sorry, you will get number of moles. You have to get number of moles first. Your number of moles will be, okay, n by Avogadro number. Okay, so your n by 6.023 into 10 power 23. You will get the value of n. So mass in grams is, how many moles you have, that much into gram molecular weight. So how much it is means it is 210. So your number of moles into gram molecular weight, whatever you get, you substitute it here. Okay, so you will be getting close to 1.1 milligrams. Okay, right? So relax, take time to understand. If you have any doubts, just let me know. A counter meter, okay, basically counter meter will measure activity. Okay, measures activity as 4750 counts per minute. In the exam you will get good values, okay, because I am copying the questions from the book. You will not get perfect numbers. Okay, 5 minutes later, activity is 2700 counts per minute. 2700 counts per minute. Okay, find first one, decay constant lambda. Second, t half of sample. Okay, so come on, try this. Now I told you activity is given, right? So we know that A is A naught times e power minus lambda into t. Initially it is 4750. Sorry, it's not 4750. After initially it is 4750. After time, that means after 5 minutes, it is 2700. A naught is 4750 times e power minus lambda into t. T value is 5 minutes. Okay, right? So from here, what is that you get? Get the value of lambda. How? Ln of, okay, it is 20. No, first let's simplify this. 2700 by 47 means 270 by 475 is equal to e power minus lambda into 5. Apply ln on both sides. So ln of 27 by 47.5 is minus 5 lambda. From here get the value of lambda. Okay, you have to use calculator, but no issues. Okay, so once you get this lambda, t half is ln 2 by lambda. Okay, here calculator, or else you have to simplify. Okay, but my advice is you have to use calculator only, no other choice. Next, now next what is it we are going to see is your simultaneous production and decay. Simultaneous production and decay. Now here your simultaneous production and decay, what it is, I will tell you. Okay, so now let us say you have, okay, n naught number of nuclei at t equal to 0. Now if this is the number of nuclei present initially, fine, no issues. Okay, we have done after time t. Okay, after time t, how much is n means we have written n naught times e power minus lambda t. Everything is fine. Now here whatever is there, that is only getting decayed, no production. Decayed, no production. But now if you have production simultaneously happening, some n number of nuclei are being produced, for example, some n dash number of nuclei are getting decayed. Okay, this is production, this is decay. Now net what will be remaining is your net value that will remain at each instant is n minus n dash if production is more. Okay, or net decay will be n dash minus n, that will be of your choice. Okay, but hope you are understanding what I am trying to tell you. Okay, so simultaneous production and decay means at every instant n nuclei per second are being produced, at every instant n dash nuclei per second are actually getting decayed. Okay, net remaining per second will become some n minus n dash like this. Okay, so I am talking of this simultaneous production and decay, I am talking of this part. Okay, so now in this case, what is the activity, how many nuclei will present after time t, these kind of questions we are supposed to answer. Okay, so for this I will give a logic, don't worry. Alright, now copy this stuff. Right, now based on this simultaneous decay, okay, we'll do it through questions because much of it will be covered in chemistry anyhow. Okay, so what is happening is basically in general how to set up the equation I will tell you. So now if alpha number of nuclei, okay, alpha production is alpha per second, alpha nuclei. How to set up the equation in this situation I will tell you. Let us say you have some alpha nuclei being produced per second, and initially you have no nuclei at all. Okay, you don't have any nuclei. Now this nuclei, let us say it is some X. Okay, and simultaneously it is undergoing disintegration. This disintegration is having some decay constant of lambda. So what are the questions I'll tell you? Okay, if you are asked to calculate number of nuclei after time t, maximum number of nuclei, all this such kind of stuff, how to calculate, I will tell you. So initially no nuclei. Okay, so in this situation different terms I will tell you. I have explained already, but still I will tell you. Okay, now your rate of disintegration dn by dt is, okay, alpha minus lambda n. Why? Because this is your production, this is your decay. In dn by dt, what is n means number of nuclei present after time t. Okay, so in this expression your dn by dt is what? Alpha minus lambda into n. Okay, what is this? Okay, your rate at which this decay is happening is given by dn by dt. Okay, now if alpha is greater than lambda n, the number of nuclei will increase. Okay, so obviously it will be greater only. Okay, or else there will be disintegration. If it is happening too fast, there will be no nuclei present at all the time x value will be 0. So your produced values are this much, decayed values are this much. Now if you do transformation, dn by alpha minus lambda n is equal to dt. Integration on both sides, integral dn by alpha minus lambda n is equal to integral of dt. At t equal to 0, clearly most of the questions that you get, it will be 0, or else you have to substitute initial number of nuclei in the middle. In this case it is 0. After time t, if you want how many number of nuclei are there, keep it as some n final. Okay, so that will give you integral of dn by alpha minus lambda n means, in maths you have this formula, right? Integral of dx by ax plus b is what? 1 by a times ln of ax plus b. So according to that logic, this will become, okay, ln of alpha minus lambda n by minus lambda, because we are integrating with respect to n. Lower limit ni equal to 0 to n final, that is equal to integral of dt is t from 0 to t. So ln of alpha minus lambda n final minus ln of alpha minus lambda into 0. Okay, that will give you, send minus lambda to other side, that will become minus lambda t. So ln of alpha minus lambda n final by alpha is equal to e power minus lambda into t. From here you get the value of n final, you will get the required answer, simplifying this. Okay, outline is this. I will give you questions. Once you do the questions, you will get clarity. Okay, right? And once you get this, okay, now sometimes, okay, here they will even ask maximum possible values they could ask you. Okay, so what happens is, we know that your dn by dt is directly proportional to n. So more n, more rate of decay. So if alpha is the rate at which it is being produced, lambda n is the rate at which it is being disintegrated. So here it will become constant. Okay, this number of nuclei that are present, number of nuclei will be constant after this condition of alpha is equal to lambda times n max is satisfied. Because what happens, eventually how many are being produced. If that many will disintegrate, what will happen? Okay, your number of nuclei will remain constant. Okay, this is only your maximum nuclear number of nuclei that are present after time t. Okay, so based on this we will do some basic questions, then you will get clarity. Okay, so now let me explain, let me give you some basic questions. Okay, so the first question that I want to give is, you have a question like this, that is, a F32 radionuclide with T half is 14.3 is produced in reactor at constant rate. Q is equal to 2 into 10 power 9 nuclei per second. How soon after beginning of production of radionuclide will activity become equal to 10 power 9 disintegration per second? Okay, this is your question. Pause the video clip, try answer to this question. I will explain the answer. Okay, try this. Now let's continue further. Okay, so I have told you, so here what is happening, it is being produced at a constant rate is given, that rate is Q, and this decay is not mentioned, but anyhow, okay, so here Q is rate of production, your rate of production is Q. Okay, next, lambda times n is your rate of decay. Okay, if n nuclei are there, of course, so your activity should be equal to lambda into n. This already we have, it is pretty known to us. Okay, because your activity formula is what? Minus dn by dt, that is equal to lambda into n. Okay, so let us come back. So here this equation you have got. Now as usual, your net number of nuclei present are Q minus lambda into n. How many are produced minus how many are actually getting decayed. So it is Q minus lambda into n. Now obviously integration dn by Q minus lambda n is equal to dt integral at t equal to 0. Okay, so how soon after beginning of production of radionuclide? So that means 0 initial value. After time t, let us say it is some n. Just now we have seen it is ln of Q minus lambda n by minus lambda, lower limit 0, upper limit n, that is equal to integral of dt is t from 0 to t. Okay, so what will this finally become is ln of Q minus lambda n minus ln of Q, that is equal to minus lambda into t on the other side, ln of Q minus lambda n by Q is equal to minus lambda t. Q minus lambda n by Q is e power minus lambda t. Q minus lambda n is Q times e power minus lambda t. Q times 1 minus e power minus lambda t is lambda into n. Your n value is Q by lambda times 1 minus e power minus lambda t. Now your activity is, okay, so you get the value of n. Okay, you can substitute the value of Q because T half is given. Your T half also you can calculate. Substitute that, you can calculate the value of lambda. q, everything you get it, and then you simplify. Okay, so you will get the value of n. Okay, so now after what time your a is equal to lambda n, you will get it. Okay, so now I will continue further. Okay, you can take this screenshot. So what is that we are going to get? We are going to get n is equal to q by lambda times 1 minus e power minus lambda t. This is what you got. Okay, right? This is what you got. So now okay, so from this, okay, from this you are going to have your activity relation, how much you are going to get. It is 10 power 9 TPS. So 10 power 9 disintegration per second means dN by dt is only your activity. A is what? dN by dt. So from this expression, okay, you can get the value of q, or else, okay, if you want to do any other thing method, lambda into n is your activity. Your n is a by lambda. A value is 10 power 9 disintegration per second by your lambda value is, this is first step. Second step is lambda is equal to ln 2 by t half. 14.3 days means 1 day 24 hours 60 minutes into 60 seconds. You get the value of lambda. Okay, so substitute into this expression, you will get the value of n. Okay, you will get the value of lambda, you will get the value of n. Okay, so once you get the value of n, substitute it here. Okay, so your lambda into n is, q is already known, times e power minus lambda into t. From here solve for t. Okay, so all these questions, they have actually become lengthy because of the fact that I randomly picked from the standard books. Okay, so or else you will get in chemistry good numbers only. Okay, right? Next next is, okay, based on this, one more last final question. The question is like this. Okay, so at t equal to 0, number of nuclei of X are zeros. Okay, so at constant rate of alpha, production is happening. Alpha production per second, alpha nuclei per second production is happening, and decay constant is lambda. Question is, find maximum number of nuclei of X. Okay, this lambda is disintegration, number of nuclei after time t. Okay, end result, if you remember, that is very good. Okay, because that will help you to cut short time in the problems. Okay, come on, try this question. Now your answer to the first bit is, okay, so rate of formation, you can say rate of formation alpha, rate of disintegration lambda into n. Okay, so here your number of nuclei of X, I told you, it will increase or maximum value will occur when alpha is equal to lambda n. So first value is alpha is equal to lambda times n max. The number of nuclei maximum value will be equal to lambda into n, because, okay, more number of nuclei, disintegration rate is more, but when production becomes equal to decay, so that is only your maximum scenario. So that is why your rate of formation should be equal to rate of disintegration at maximum scenario. So that's why you are going to get n max is equal to alpha by lambda. Now number of nuclei after time, same logic. Okay, so your dN by dt net rate is alpha minus lambda into n. So dN by alpha minus lambda n is equal to dt integrating at t equal to 0, in initial number of nuclei are 0. It is clearly mentioned in the question. After time t it is n. So simplify this, okay, substituting with proper limits, you are going to get n is equal to alpha by lambda times 1 minus e power minus lambda t. From here your activity is lambda times n. Okay, whatever is asked you give it accordingly. Okay, like this you are supposed to give answers for simultaneous production and decay. Okay, right. Next, your next scenario is, okay, you will have, apart from simultaneous production and decay, other methods like successive disintegration, parallel disintegration and all will be there. Okay, so successive disintegration means a becomes b, b becomes c. Parallel disintegration means at one time itself a is giving both b and c. So based on that also we need to have some clarity, so I will talk about it now. So your next idea is your successive disintegration. Successive disintegration. Okay, so now your successive disintegration, what is it, I will tell you. So here, okay, so what will happen, first let me explain in detail. So let us say there is a parent radioactive nucleus A. Okay, it is decaying with some lambda decay constant lambda 1. Okay, and it has, okay, n naught number of atoms initially at time t equal to 0. Okay, now after disintegration, let us say it is getting converted into B. Okay, and this is getting decayed at the rate of decay constant lambda 2, which is also radioactive. Okay, here this is your parent, this is your daughter nucleus, both are radioactive. Okay, A is getting decayed as well as B is also getting decayed. So at time t equal to 0, okay, at time t equal to 0, what is happening is, okay, A is having a naught number of nuclei. Okay, right, then B is having 0 nuclei, end product is C for example. Okay, this is also C at t equal to 0, this is the case. Now after time t, okay, after time t, let us say A is having n1 number of nuclei, B is having n2 number of nuclei, C is having n3 number of nuclei. This C is stable. Okay, if C is not stable, one more disintegration will happen. So this is after time t equal to t. Now first let us talk about each one. Okay, so your rate of disintegration of first one is dn1 by dt is minus lambda 1 n1. Your rate of decay of n2 is minus dn2 by dt is, okay, here production is happening, decay is happening. So you have to write, okay, you have to write lambda 1 n1 minus lambda 2 n2. Okay, so here formation is there, decay is there. So because of decay, minus lambda 2 n2, this is your decay only. Okay, first relax. Okay, your net number of nuclei of n2 is rate of formation minus rate of decay. Okay, any problem? And if you write the same for dn3 by dt, rate of formation of this is lambda 2 times n2. Okay, of course minus sign because n2 is obviously decreasing. Okay, relax, take time, no issues. Now in this, what is n1 means, following the logic, n0 times e power minus lambda t. Correct, same first order reaction following the same logic. Now you have to substitute this into this equation. Okay, now if you remember previously, okay, you have already known this stuff. Okay, so formation and decay simultaneously if it is happening, how to simplify I have given you. You want to simplify, you can. or else you substitute this n1 into this expression, and lambda n2 you substitute, I mean you simplify. Okay, because of lack of time I am skipping that part. Okay, for advanced, if you are good in maths you can derive. Medicine people, you just remember this end result, lambda 1 into n. Okay, it is n by lambda 1 minus lambda 2, you want to write it, or else. Okay, don't worry. So we will derive this. Okay, I don't remember it, but roughly it will come like this. Okay, it's better to derive because I forgot. I think it is lambda 2 time minus lambda 1 times e power minus lambda 1 into t minus e power minus lambda into lambda 2 into t2. Okay, this is n2. Okay, so follow this logic. Now here, okay, in successive disintegration in chemistry you will study, okay, two extra terms, that is secular equilibrium and transient equilibrium are the terms that people usually use. So in secular equilibrium and in transient equilibrium, what will happen, let me write. So in secular equilibrium, what will happen is your lambda n1 will be equal to lambda 2 n2. Okay, in chemical equilibrium you will study this. In transient equilibrium, what will happen is your lambda 1 n1 is lambda 2 minus lambda 1 times n2. Okay, so like this you are supposed to keep your formulae in mind, check validity of equations and then simplify. Okay, right. Now coming to this formula, I told you we need to check this, right? So what is that expression we are getting? So let me briefly check it. So we are getting dn2 by dt is lambda 1 n1 minus lambda 2 n2. Okay, and n1 is n0 times e power minus lambda into t. Yeah, so dn2 by dt is equal to lambda 1 into n0 times e power minus lambda 2 minus lambda 2 into n2. So this will become dn2 by dt plus, no, let's cross multiply with t first, or else, yeah, lambda 2 n2 plus dn2 by dt is equal to lambda 1 n0 times e power minus lambda t multiply with dt, lambda n2 dt plus dn2 is lambda 1 n0 e power minus lambda t times dt. So you integrate this side and this side. So at t equal to 0, n2 is equal to 0. After time t, let us say it is some n. From n2, from here you solve the equation. Okay, those who are good in maths, you will just do it, or else end result from chemistry you mark it up. Okay, so that's all. Okay, all right. Now next, let's continue further. Next part is, okay, you will also have some basic questions related to parallel disintegration also. So parallel disintegration, before I talk based on this, let me check if I can give any questions. No, I don't have, right now I don't have any chemistry book with me. If at all, if it is there, then yes. Okay, the question is this. Okay, it is lengthy, but still I hope it's worth it. Okay, it will not waste our time. So some successive disintegration, what is this, I will tell you. So you have, the question is like this, you have a radioactive nucleus X, it decays into another radioactive nucleus Y. Okay, For this your lambda x is given 0.1 per second. Okay, this y further decays into z. For this your lambda y is 1 by 30 per second. Okay, 1 by 30 per second. Okay, decay constant of lambda y. Initial number of nuclei are n0 is 10 power 20. Okay, only x. Okay, at t equal to 0, this is n0 is x, this is 0 initially, this is also 0 initially. Okay, question is, okay, find equation for population of x, y, z. Okay, and okay, set equations. Also find population of y as function of time given by, okay, it is given by, so according to previous formula I think it is n0 times lambda x by lambda x minus lambda y times e power minus lambda y into t minus e power minus lambda x into t. You should get this. Okay, basically this derivation, if my formula is correct, you should get this. Okay, this correct formula I suppose. So come on, give this a try. Try answer to this question. Now, so first equation dnx by dt is minus lambda x into some n. Okay, initially it is n0. dny by dt is, okay, rate of formation lambda x into nx minus lambda y into ny. dnz by dt is minus lambda z into nz. Okay, right? Next, now your question is find population as a function of time. These kind of questions it is given. So previous method you will do it as such to get the answer. Okay, from this equation nx is n0 times 1 minus e power minus lambda x into t. Take this nx, substitute into this equation, you will get ny as this given table. Okay, now okay, it is not lambda z nz, sorry, it is lambda y ny. Okay, now this ny you substitute into this equation to get nz value. Okay, right? So like this you are supposed to solve and substitute the values. Okay, as a function of time we have given, yeah, decay constant values. There is some other question I will tell you. Okay, so why these decay values are given I will tell you, but in this question it is not required. Okay, so what is asked is find when y is maximum. When will y be maximum? Okay, so I have discussed maximum of y occurs when, okay, rate of formation, that is lambda x into nx should be equal to rate of decay, that is lambda y ny. So equate and get the condition for time whatever is required. Okay, find time after which whatever he is asking, you do it accordingly. Okay, right? So this is regarding your successive disintegration. Okay, now next is your parallel disintegration. Okay, your parallel disintegration. Now in parallel disintegration what will happen, let me explain. So in parallel disintegration what will happen is you will have some nuclei. Okay, in parallel disintegration, you will have some nuclei. Okay, so that nuclei will be present initially, and simultaneously it will undergo decay from both sides. Okay, so that means if you have some nucleus A, simultaneously with decay constant lambda or some nucleus X is there. Okay, whatever you take, that is of your choice. Okay, so A is there, let us say. So it will produce B nucleus simultaneously and C nucleus simultaneously. For this top process, for production of B, let us say decay constant is B, and for second one your decay constant is, let us say it is C. Now if you try to do this parallel radioactive disintegration, now your rate of decay of nuclei minus dna by dt is, okay, because of decay of B it is lambda B into NB, okay, lambda B of Na plus lambda C of Na. Okay, each process is having this, your net is this, right? Okay, your net disintegration is, because it is happening simultaneously, okay, from both sides this will happen. Okay, so this is what you are going to get because of the simultaneous decay, or else it's better to write this equation is this, your net decay of A is, okay, formation of B plus formation of C minus dNc by dt. Okay, now removing this proportionality constants. Okay, what are these? Simple proportionality constants. So here your net will become lambda times, okay, lambda times, okay, lambda, I mean lambda effective you can say. Okay, your lambda effective into Na will become equal to lambda B times Na plus lambda C times Na. So your lambda effective is lambda of B plus lambda of C. Okay, so based on this, okay, you are supposed to do some basic questions. Okay, don't worry, with questions I will give you. So hope you have understood this logic. Okay, so this is your effective constant. Now based on this, let me give you a simple question. Okay, so the question is like this. Okay, so mean lives are given. Okay, mean lives is what? Average life. Average life or mean life is same. So the question is like this: mean lives of radioactive substances are, okay, 1620 years and 405 years for alpha beta emission respectively. Alpha beta emission respectively. Okay, find time during which 3/4 of sample will decay if it is decaying by both alpha and beta emission simultaneously. Okay, so this is an example of parallel disintegration. Okay, so now if you try to do the answer, your net decay of nuclei is, okay, rate of disintegration of this alpha plus this disintegration of beta. Okay, because simultaneously both and alpha and beta are going. So your effective decay constant lambda n is, okay, lambda alpha n plus lambda beta into n. Okay, wherein is the number of nuclei present. So your lambda is equal to lambda alpha plus lambda beta. Now we know that your average life is 1 by lambda. So your lambda is 1 by T average is equal to 1 by T alpha plus 1 by T beta. Okay, so your effective lambda I am replacing with 1 by T alpha plus 1 by T beta. Okay, so how much is that given? Okay, I mean average life is given as 1620 years and 405 years. So 1 by 1620 years plus 1 by 405 years. From here you will get lambda as close to 1 by 324. Okay, now from this, okay, 3/4 of sample will decay. So your n is equal to n naught times e power minus lambda effective into t. So 3/4 means 3 by 4 n naught is equal to n naught times e power minus lambda effective into t. So n naught will cancel off. Ln of 3 by 4 is minus lambda effective into t times ln e to the base is 1. From here substitute lambda effective, get the value of t. Okay, so like this you are supposed to solve different questions that are given. Okay, now for problem solving lectures, anyhow in problem solving sessions I will cover much more content, but basic idea that is to be known I have given. Now, okay, your summary of today's lecture. So I have given activity formula. A is equal to a naught times e power minus lambda t, which is also equal to minus dn by dt, which is also equal to lambda times n. Next, your Becquerel unit 1 Becquerel is equal to 1 disintegration per second. 1 Rutherford is 10 power 6 disintegration per second. 1 Curie is 3.7 into 10 power 10 dps counter meter, counts per minute. All these are indirectly units per activity. Okay, then we have seen that, okay, so simultaneous production and decay. Okay, in that if x is some nucleus, rate of production is some q, rate of disintegration is lambda. Okay, so maximum of n occurs when q is equal to lambda times n max. Okay, if n is the number of nuclei, or else number of nuclei as a function is q by lambda times 1 minus e power minus lambda into t. This is the formula that we got for simultaneous production and decay. Okay, so this formula I have given very clearly, and based on this we have tried explaining one question. Okay, then after this, okay, activity, if at all if it is asked, a is equal to, in this activity after time t we will substitute lambda into n. Okay, this is regarding simultaneous production and decay. Okay, right. Next, your fourth is, okay, so successive disintegration is mentioned. If successive disintegration is there, okay, so initially you have x nucleus, its process decay is lambda x, let us say it is producing y is disintegrating with some decay constant lambda y, and it is producing z, and if this is stable at t equal to 0, if n naught is the initial number of nuclei, 0 and 0, after time t, if n is the number of nuclei here, and if it is some, okay, I can say it is, okay, for the formula sake I am giving like this. Okay, so don't okay, try to link different things. Okay, so it's just formulas. Okay, some nx, ny, nz if you take. Okay, equations wise, if you are writing equations, what you are supposed to do is, okay, d nx by dt is minus lambda x into nx, d ny by dt is, you have to consider product formation as well as decay, so lambda x nx minus lambda y ny, d nz by dt is, okay, minus lambda y into ny. Okay, now your nx in this is n naught times e power minus lambda x into t. Your ny formula is n naught times lambda x by, okay, lambda x minus lambda y times e power minus lambda y into t minus e power minus lambda x into t. Okay, nz sorry n n nz if you want. Okay, then substitute this equation into this result to get the value of nz. Okay, right? Then followed by you have parallel disintegration. In parallel disintegration, a directly gives b as well as c. This is your lambda b lambda c. So for this your lambda effective is lambda b plus lambda c. So your t half if you want ln 2 by lambda effective for the half-life process. Okay, lambda b lambda c they will give you, so it will not be a tough job at all. So your number of nuclei if you want. Okay, these formulas if you substitute, okay, you will get answers for any questions. Okay, so these are the questions and areas where, okay, you will get your questions in NEET and IIT JEE, and this logic and formula is enough. Okay, so more questions will be done in problem solving sessions. Okay, you can randomly choose any reference book and then solve the questions. Okay, so next we'll be seeing artificial transmutations. So after that you will be seeing how to conservation of charge energies and all for nuclear reactions. Okay, with this we'll stop this lecture.